Our second partitioning lesson is called What are Fractions? We're going to get started now. What is a fraction? Think about that. You've learned that last time. What is a fraction? Decide an answer in your own head. A fraction is a part of a whole, like a piece of a whole pizza or a whole pie. So if you want a fraction of the pizza, you would have one slice or two slices. You wouldn't have the entire pizza. A fraction is also a part of a set, like in a dozen cupcakes. So if you had 2 of the dozen cupcakes, you would have 2/12ths of the cupcakes. Equal parts. To have a fraction, you must have equal parts. So it wouldn't be a fraction if you cut a square into 4 parts, but one person got a teeny tiny sliver and another person got a huge piece, right? Fractions only work if every person gets the same amount. So this would be not equal parts here. This orange block shows everybody gets a different amount. No one would be happy except for maybe the guy that gets the huge chunk. But you want everyone to get the same amount when you're doing fractions. Equal parts would look more like this. Everybody gets the same amount and the same share. So this blue rectangle shows what equal fractions look like. This would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5/5 of this rectangle are shaded in. Remember, shaded from our lesson last time means colored in. Okay, so 5/5 of this rectangle is shaded in. When we're doing a fraction would look like this. We would have a numerator on the top. The numerator is the number of items shaded or not shaded, and the denominator is the number on the bottom. That's the total number of pieces in our shape. How do we read fractions? We can read fractions by saying 1/2, 1/3, 1/4. Notice how each one of these fractions has the same number in the numerator. The numerator in each one of these is 1, and that matches our number here written in words. Now, when we're looking at the bottom of our fraction is called the denominator, and the denominator in each one of these numbers is different. When we're thinking about the numerator and the denominator of a fraction can be described when you have 1/1, that equals 1/2. So the word there, we would say whole, 1/2. When you're talking 1/2, you would say 1/2. But then when we get into bigger numbers, we're going to start using our ordinal numbers. So if you remember ordinal numbers from earlier in the school year, when we have 3 of something, we say we have 1/3. That's one of our ordinal numbers. When we have 1/4, we would say 1/4. So if you can remember those ordinal numbers, that will help you when you are learning fractions or partitioning shapes. We have other fractions that we can read as well, so we're going to keep going. How do we read fractions? We have 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, and we have 1/6. That's 1 out of 6 items, 1/8, and 1/10. These are the fractions that we usually see the most, but what you see when you're doing fractions is whatever number is on the bottom, that's how many total pieces are in this fraction. So if we have 1/2, it would look like this, 2 pieces in that shape. And then how many would be shaded if we have 1/2 shaded? The answer would be 1 of the 2 pieces. That gives us 1/2. You can do that with each of these other fractions. You draw a shape, and the number on the bottom of your fraction is the number of total pieces. The number on the top is the number of pieces that you would color in for each shape. Parts of a set. Example, we made 6 cookies. 1 is peanut butter and 5 are chocolate chip. How would you write the number of peanut butter cookies as a fraction? So when we're talking about parts of a set, we're talking about how many are a certain color or how many were eaten. So let's look. Our question says we have 1 peanut butter and 5 are chocolate chip. How would you write the number of peanut butter cookies as a fraction? So if we're going to write our peanut butter cookies as a fraction, we know that we have 1 peanut butter and we have 6 total cookies. So taking that, I'm going to put 1 on top of my fraction because that is my numerator. That's the number of peanut butter I have. And then 6 on the bottom of my fraction because 6 is the total number of cookies that I have. Let's see if we got the answer correct. There's 1 peanut butter and there's 5 chocolate chip. The number of peanut butter cookies would be 1. And the total number of cookies is 6. So good job. Our fraction should look like this, 1/6. What fraction of the triangles are red? Now would be a great time for you to pull out a piece of paper so that you can play along with me. We're going to get to some game slides pretty soon that you will want to play along with. So grab a pencil and paper and answer this on your paper with a fraction. What fraction of the triangles are red? The answer is 1 triangle is red. We see that triangle there. And how many total triangles do we have? 2. So our fraction is 1/2 or 1/2. 1 red triangle over 2 total triangles. What fraction of the boxes are orange? What fraction of the boxes are orange? Write your answer on your paper. Now, a common mistake I see when doing fractions is kids will write 1 for the number of orange, and then they will write 3 on the bottom because there's 3 left over. Is that the right fraction for this? How many orange we have? No, it isn't. That is not what we do. We do the numerator on top, that's the number of orange, and then we do the denominator on bottom, that's the total number. Not what's left, but the total number. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 total squares. So my fraction would be 1/4. Did you get the right answer? Let's check and see if we did. There's 1 orange box and there are 4 total. So our fraction 1/4. What fraction of the stars are yellow? Write your answer. What fraction of the stars are yellow? Well, I know my numerator has to be a 4 because there's 4 yellow stars. And now I have to count how many total stars we have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 4/10 of the stars are yellow. Let's check our answer. 4/10. Very good. I hope you got that answer correct. Here's another example of parts of a whole. I ordered 1 whole pizza. It was cut into 8 slices. I ate 2 slices. What fraction of the whole pizza did I eat? So there are 8 total slices. I know that 8 is going to be my denominator. That's my number on the bottom because that's my total. Okay, 8 slices. Now I ate 2 slices. So I need to put that number on the top. My fraction would be 2/8. I ate 2 out of the 8 slices of pizza. The number of slices I ate was 2, and the total number is 8. What is the fraction of the colored part of each picture below? This fraction would be what? Write your answer down. This fraction is 1 shaded in over 3, or 1/3. This fraction is, write your answer, 1/8, or 1/8. This fraction is 1 shaded over 2 total, so the answer should be, how would we say that? Say that out loud. The answer is 1/2. Good job. What is the fraction of orange shaded in on this circle? The answer is 1/6, or 1/6. All right, last one. Write your answer down. What is the fraction of the shaded part of this circle? The answer is 1/4, or 1/4. Good job. Thanks for practicing along with me. What is the fraction of the blue part of the picture below? This answer is in fourths because there are 4, and we have 1 shaded part, so that would be 1/4. Now the answer would be what? Write your answer down of what the answer would be now that I change the problem. What is the new fraction of shaded parts? Now it is 2/4, or 1/2. 2/4 and 1/2 are called equivalent fractions because they equal the same. So if you split this rectangle in half, I get half and you get half. We're both happy. So 2/4 is the same as 1/2. What would the fraction be now? Write your answer on your paper. The new fraction is 3/4 because 3 of the 4 pieces are shaded. 3 is my numerator, 4 is my denominator. What's the fraction now? The fraction now would be 4/4, or you could say 1/whole. When all of the pieces are shaded, that is a whole fraction. All the pieces are together, so that's 1/whole. What is the fraction of the colored part of each picture below? Write your answer on your paper. This answer is 4 shaded pieces out of 6 total pieces. So my fraction should be 4/6. Here's your next one. Write your answer down on your paper. What is the fraction of shaded parts of this circle? The answer is 2/2, or 1/whole. What's the fraction of shaded parts on this circle? Write your answer. There are 2 shaded parts out of 3 total shapes. So my fraction would be 2/3. Good job. Here's the next one. Count the number of shaded parts and put that as your numerator. Then count the total parts and put that as your denominator. Write that now. The answer is 7 shaded parts over 8 total parts, or 7/8. Good job if you got that right. Last one. We've got 3 shaded parts over 4 total parts, and our answer is 3/4. The more we practice, the better we will do. We're going to now practice with a fraction PowerPoint problem. I'll give you a minute to answer, and then you'll come up with an answer. Number 1 says, 4 friends share 2 pies equally. What are 2 ways the pies could be divided equally? So 2 ways the pies could be divided equally. How much pie will each friend get? You have these two pies here. You have 4 friends. Now you have to divide them equally. Write your answer on a piece of paper. How are you going to split up this pie for 4 different friends? There's not enough for each friend to get their own pie. Here is our answer. You can either give each friend 2 halves. So each friend gets 2 halves, like this. Or you can give each friend, 2/4. You can give each friend 2/4 like this. Or you can give each friend 1/2. Both give each friend the same amount of pie. You can give them 2/4 by cutting each pie into 4 and giving each person 2 slices. Or you can cut each pie in half and give each person 1/2 of a pie. Either way, they get the same amount because 2/4 and 1/2 are what we call equivalent fractions. 2/4 equals 1/2. They are the same. I hope you got that answer correct. That's kind of a tricky one. Let's try another. 4 boys share 3 pizzas equally. We've got 4 boys and 3 pizzas to share. How much of a pizza does each boy get? Think that one out. How much pizza would each boy get? We've got 4 boys and only 3 pizzas to share. Draw 3 circles on your paper and try to split it up in 4 ways. The answer is each boy gets 3/4 of a pizza. Let's draw that out so that we can understand. So here's my 3 pizzas, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to give each person a different color. So let's say boy blue. He's going to get, well, first I'll divide it into, oops, that's not very even. Someone will move mad. Let me try again. I'm going to divide the pizza into 4 pieces each, since we have 4 boys. And I'm going to color in 3 pizzas for each boy. So boy 1 will be blue. 1, 2, 3. He gets 3 slices. Orange will get 1, 2, 3 slices. Purple can get 1, 2, 3 slices. And green would have 1, 2, 3 slices. So each boy would be a different color. They would get the same amount of pizza if they each got 3 slices. There's 12 total slices, and each boy would get 3 of those 12. 6 girls share 3 cupcakes equally. How much does each girl get? So 6 girls have to share 3 cupcakes. I don't know about you, but that would probably start a fight at my house if 6 people had to share only 3 cupcakes. But if you share 6 cupcakes, oops, I got tricked, don't get tricked. If you share 3 cupcakes, 1, 2, 3, between 6 people, how much would each person get? Write your answer on your paper. If I have 3 cupcakes and I have to share them with 6 people, each person would get 3/6 of a cupcake, which is equivalent to 1/2 of a cupcake. So I'm going to draw my 3 cupcakes here, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to give each person 1/2 of a cupcake. Now, if you notice, I can make 6 slices, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slices out of these 3 cupcakes, giving each person 1/2 of the cupcake to share. Here's our next question. What fraction of the rectangle is purple? Write your answer in fraction form with a numerator on the top and a denominator on the bottom. The answer is 1/3. One of the 3 parts of our rectangle was colored in. So our answer is 1 shaded part over 3 total pieces, 1/3. What fraction of the octagon is red? Count your total pieces and put that as your denominator, and count your shaded pieces and make that your numerator, or the number that goes on top. Our answer would be 5/8. I have 5 pieces shaded in out of 8 total pieces. So I know that my shape is going to have 5 of the 8 pieces shaded in. Good job. What fraction of the pizza is pepperoni? I see 1 part sausage and 2 parts pepperoni. Please write me a fraction for what part of the pizza is pepperoni. The answer is 2/3 of the pizza is pepperoni. 2 out of the 3 total pieces is pepperoni. All right, we're going to do one more question before we end our lesson. What fraction of the vests are blue? What fraction of the vests are blue? Count your total number of vests and put that as your denominator. Count the total number of vests that are blue and make your numerator. Please write your answer down. The answer is 3/8 of the vests are blue. 3/8, or 3/8. We would write eighths in number words like this, eighths. Good job. Thank you for following along with me during this lesson. We will do another one soon.